die a hero, my life is meaningful. And that's a meaningful life. So people can even have the same need structure, but their beliefs about how to meet those needs are the most important thing. And the needs of connection and love, growth and contribution have no downside. Certainty if you have certainty as your number one thing, you're always trying to keep life the same way and you're going to be stressed out, especially with AI, you're going to be really stressed out. If you're a variety person, you can have a lot of fun, but eventually it's not much variety. The life you describe for all these people, now they have the money, they have the sex, they have this, they have that, they have the woman, they have the notoriety, they have the Academy Award. It all gets old because if we're not growing, it doesn't matter. How many people do you know that were famous, who were rich, who had supposedly everything people want and took their own life? Why did they take their life? They stopped growing and stopped having a sense of meaning by giving. I can show you example after example of people. So these need structures in the new world have to be met. We can meet certainty right now very easily by going online and controlling our communication. That's why people text. That's much easier than communicating back and forth with someone, right? We can get variety by going online so easily now. We can get significance, tear other people down, or work on something significant we think, right? AI, explore the world. We can get a sense of connection through people online or through a robot. Or these days, people have an AI and they talk to it like it's their boyfriend or girlfriend because it totally affirms them. They say something idiotic and they tell you, you're so smart, right? You're better, right? But you're missing growing and contributing. If you're missing growing and contributing, you will not feel fulfilled. You, as a person, if I've read your books correctly, and I didn't read them all, but I've had pieces of it, probably the best lesson you got early in life was there's the science of achievement, there's the art of fulfillment. They're two different skills. If you want an extraordinary life, you need both. You go to the East, they're really great about fulfillment. They can live in poverty and feel totally happy and connected to God or the universe. You come here and people can have an incredible external life, but their internal life often not so nice. They get really pissed off because they didn't get their special sauce on their burger, right? It's a different world. I believe you can merge those two. How? You master the science of achievement. There are rules to achieve, as you well know. You wrote a whole book with 33 rules in it. Me too, right? So I know those rules. I wrote books on finance, 3 of them. I want an answer. Is it still possible to win the financial game? Because so many young people think it can't be done. So I interviewed 50 of the greatest financial people alive today. All started with nothing, all billionaires, nobody from the Lucky Sperm Club. They all did it on their own. Ray Dalio, Carl Icahn, Warren Buffett, all of them. And guess what I found? They're all different, but I'm a modeler. I found the strategies that are common between them, and I applied them. I taught other people, wrote the books, but I applied them myself. And that's how my businesses and my life grew geometrically. I modeled. I didn't have to learn on my own experience. You follow?
I've got to ask you some questions on those 2 points. So on these 6 needs, because I also want to ask you about the 50 rich people that you've interviewed for the books. But on those 6 needs, when you look at someone like me and you look at the broad world that I'm heading towards as a 30-year-old man, what configuration of these needs?
Well, I'll tell you what creates all the pain first.
Okay, please.
So if I go to a room and I'll say, I explain these needs like I have. I know this is kind of lecture here. I didn't mean to be that, but I just want to share because I'm so passionate about it. And I'll get people to understand what they are. And then I ask them, I want you to write down what you think your top 2 needs have been, not in what you want, but in the way you've been living. Because people may want love, but they think they have to be significant before they can get it. Mm-hmm. Or they might want love, but they want certainty that love will never go away. You follow me? Mm-hmm. And so that modifies things. And I'll say, so the way you've lived, what have been the top 2? And then I say, I want you to write a paragraph about what's the downside of having that one so high on your list. And it's amazing. So then I say, now write what you think your list top 2 should be to go to the next level of your life. Okay? Let's have you do that. What do you think your top 2 needs have? I see you doing it already, which I love. I love how active you are. So what would you say your top 2 have been up until now?
I think, if I'm being completely honest.
Yes. And by the way, I want to thank you because I watched several of your pieces and you're not bullshitting about it. If you can believe it's so good.
There's just no, I'm going to die someday. So there's no, even if being honest makes me look bad, it's like, who cares? Of course, like significance, of course.
Yes.
Especially from where I came from.
Yeah.
That was the big problem was, being different and not in a good way.
That's right.
And then I would say, interestingly, it feels like uncertainty and significance are really, really high for me because
yes,
for some reason, I have a huge appetite for uncertainty.
Yeah, well, you're wired that way in a beautiful way. It also leads to learning for you. That's one of your vehicles for learning, is it not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dropping out of school, stopping going to school when I was younger, dropping out of university.
Yeah.
Quitting jobs where, I shouldn't have quit them after a month.
Which, by the way, if certainty was your top need, would you have done that?
No.
Completely. So do you understand this? I'm talking about the 6 controlling forces of your life. There's a million stories about your life, but there's only 6 reasons you do anything.
Yeah.
You have all these stories with reasons. So what would you say would be the downside of that? By the way, there have been upsides, right?
Yeah, great, yeah.
We're sitting here because of the upsides. Your desire for significance made you look for significant ideas, significant application, succeed in business.
The downsides of wanting significance is
at the top, not because it's valuable. Significance is valuable, period. Everyone should want it, but it's the sequence. So if it's the top of your list, what's the downside?
For me, it costs me connection and love and all these and some of these other opportunities.
That's correct. Which is what you really want underneath it all.
Yeah.
Your desire for significance really came from the fact that you were not loved and connected by people. People judge you the color of your skin. They put you in a community where you were different. You were outside so it's like, I'll show them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Which, by the way, is a very healthy response, right? But now at this stage of your life, this is the gift that you have now at this stage of your life, right? You're entering this 2nd season, right?
Yeah.
Now, you don't have to be driven by that anymore. You already are significant.
Yeah.
Like, what more are you going to do that's significant? I'm sure you'll find more significant things to do, but you've done so many significant things. You've helped millions of people, I'm sure, through your insights, your elements. You've written books, you've built businesses, and you're only 33 years old. That's pretty effing awesome, right? So now you get the leisure of being able to sit back and say, now with a greater level of consciousness, what would ideally be my top 2? What would you say your top 2 need to be to have the next level of your life, to go to the next level for you?
It was really easy for me to answer this question. Connection and love and the need to grow and give.
Yes. Yeah, well, those are 2 different ones. Contribution, growth and contribution. Of those 2, which one do you think is even more important for you?
Oh, God, of those 2.
Yeah. It's hard because one you can see as a vehicle to the other.
Yeah, exactly.
I understand that, but I'm asking a different question. I'm saying which is more important to feel, experience?
It would be contribution.
Yes. So for you, you're saying love and contribution?
I'm saying love and contribution.
In what order?
Love first and then contribution.
It's a good choice.
In my head, I tried the other way around, and I thought, no, it's almost like monks have said to me many years ago that you need to fill up your cup so you have something to pour out for others.
Yes.
And that's what I was thinking of. I was thinking it doesn't work the other way around.
That was a wise choice. Most people wouldn't make that choice. For most of my life, was contribution first and then love. It was my way of earning love. And so I'd be on stage for 13 hours, and this is before people had phones, and everybody wants to sign something and give me a hug. I work my guts out, and then that was my take it in time. So I'd be there, finish at 1:30 or 2 in the morning, and I'd be there till 3:30, till every person had an autograph, got, their hug and everything else. Now it's pictures a lot faster, but that was my life. I met my wife, Sage, changed my entire life. She didn't care that I was Tony Robbins. She just loved me. And all of a sudden, I never thought 12,000, 15,000, 20,000 people of love pouring at you could compare, one person could compare, but way beyond that. So now I finish it. When I give my guts, I go to 1 in the morning, but then I get up and I leave, right? I take pictures in the middle of the day, but then I leave at that time and I go and be with my wife. And it switched where love was there, because think about this. If contribution is first, and this is what a lot of people do, then it's a way to protect yourself from feeling rejected. Because if I'm always giving to you truly generously, over beyond what you can imagine, and then you treat me like shit, well, then you're clearly the problem, right? I don't have to think I'm not enough. So, but the more honest way is love, because if it's love first, now I'm giving because I want to, not because I have to. Does that make sense? So tell me how you think that would change your life if you made love and contribution your top 2 and the way you actually live. Because you already value love and contribution, but if they were the highest priority, how would it shift your life for the better in your mind?
I feel like I would be significantly less stressed.
You are correct. You are absolutely correct. So when I ask the audience this, I have them write down, and I've got 15,000 people, and I'll say, okay, how many have certainty on your list? And they've come to an event that has a firewalk, right? And you get 50, 60% of the rooms in their top 2 of their list, right? Because in our culture, it's still the most important one. It's the foundational one. It's the one that's going to have the biggest problem with AI, because they want things to stay the same, and life isn't. The only thing that's for certain is change. And now rapid change, geometrically rapid change. Okay, variety, small number, significance, through the roof. Social media has made significance disproportionate in our culture, and it's why people are so unhappy. You used to maybe compare most yourself to your neighbors or your friends. Now you compare yourself to billionaires, of which there's only 3,000, right? And so you're like, my life's not that great anymore. Or you compare it to pictures that have been doctored. A friend of mine owns a gym, and he says, Tony, you can't believe it. Women and men come in here who are influencers. They lay everything out, and then they do their video, and they never work out. They're 27 years old. They don't have to work out for shit. I mean, it's like they do a minimum workout. They got jeans. They're just fine. They don't even do the workout. It's all pictures. It's all bullshit, right? You know, he goes, it makes me so mad because, you know, real people there are working hard to make something happen. So that's why people get so, women especially, depressed, comparing themselves to images that are not even real, right? It's totally absurd. So when I do it with the audience, though, certainty and significance is 80% of the room. Right? There's growth people, contribution people, but that's the dominant force because of our cultural conditioning and because certainty is basically a survival tool. Then I've asked them to do what you did. And I say, okay, tell me. I don't tell them anything. Like I didn't tell you anything. And then I say, okay, who has certainty on their list now? And in a room of 15,000 people, 12,000 people, there might be like 5. Okay, there's 5 people that really don't like pain. So I point that out to them and they look at me. And then I go, okay, how many you got? You know, variety, it'll be more variety. How many got significance? The number plummets, just like it did with you. People, I didn't tell them anything. Their own intelligence knows this, right? Mm-hmm. How many got love? Through the roof, right? Contribution through the roof, growth through the roof. Those are the ones that expand. And then we show people how to condition that though, because it's one thing to know it. It's another thing to start training it in your body to make those priorities happen in your life, right? Just like any other habit, working out or anything else. You have to build the neurology of that. You have to practice putting yourself in those states over and over again where you make the value based on love or you make the value based on contribution. See, before you do something to be significant and you miss out on some of the love. Now, love is probably always what you wanted. That's why you can make that decision so quickly, right? But now I'm going to go for that first, not this circuitous route. And by the way, you will still be significant. You'll be loving first and you'll be contributing, and that will make you significant.
Is it really possible to change like that deeply?
No, not at all. I've never been able to do that. And
I asked
my 49th year, I've never seen that happen.
No, I was thinking really, really deeply about what you were saying. And I was thinking there will be some people that are listening. And I think there was maybe a part of me, my conscious, that's like, because that's a journey I've never gone on before. I've never shifted from the...
Well, you're not going to do it by discussion. You have to have leverage.
And like what is that? How do
leverage
I do that?
is you have to have something you value more than your present way of doing things. Leverage can be pain or pleasure, right? So,
like my fiance.
You know, yeah, your fiance. You got to understand how you got to LA. Yeah. A little leverage, right? Her love, her happiness, her joy.